everybody, I'm finishing up my Avengers Infinity War review. Sorry it's a week late now. Technical difficulties, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I was talking about the Soul Stone with Thanos, and I think as a villain, I think he definitely is one of the best villains in the Marvel Universe. I think Black Panther had another really good villain. And then of course Loki is obviously a really good villain. And I think that scene right there really shows how wait, let me think. Sorry. I think that scene shows how really, I guess, don't know what I'm saying, I'm sorry. That scene was a great character moment for the villain, and for some of the villains in Marvel we haven't really had things like that, so that was actually really good. I know that was really interesting. Let's see, what are other big points? I guess there's a big deal about Scarlet Witch not having an accent. To be honest, I didn't notice until I saw someone point it out in a post, so I didn't think it was about that big a deal. To be honest, I mean, she is on the run, so I guess losing an accent would make sense. And I understand, like, why doesn't she have it with the scenes between just her and Vision? I don't know. I mean, maybe she just lost it permanent, or maybe she likes talking in the new accent now. Who knows? I don't think it really matters. I don't think it's a big, super important plot point, to be honest. I also think, I know a lot of people are faulting Peter for, reacting to Gamora's death and saying, oh, it's Peter's fault that, they couldn't get the gauntlet off of Thanos. And I don't think it's anybody's fault. I feel like Doctor Strange had said in the movie that this was the path they needed to go on in order to succeed. So I feel like we shouldn't fault anybody because this was always the path they were meant to go on. Does that make any sense? I don't know if it makes any sense. Because I don't fault Peter's reaction because, this is the first... Well, I mean, his mother loved him very much, but since his mother, this is the first woman in his life he's loved. And I think that's really important. Also, I do love that they actually said, I love you. Oh my goodness, I love it. I do love those two together. They're my favorite. It's them and Pepper and Tony that I love together. I think if they had actually written Jane and Thor better, I think that could have worked a lot. I do like Peggy and Steve as well as a couple, but she's not around anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, I love that they said I love you. That's great. And there's some nice coupley moments in this movie for both of those couples. Also thought the humor was really great in this movie, by the way, and I think, a lot of it is with Thor and Star-Lord particularly, although Drax had some great moments too, like the one where he's all like, I'm invisible, you can't see me, or it's like, I think, what is it, an angel and a pirate had a baby, right? That line, that was funny. There's a lot of great humor in this. Excuse me. Good humor. I wasn't expecting to see the Collector. That was interesting. Oh, the cameo though that really shocked me. It wasn't the Collector. It was the Red Skull. I was completely like, oh my god, where did he come from? I mean, I knew he was still around because of the ending of Captain America, because we know he didn't die. But I wasn't expecting to ever see him again because Hugo Weaving, who played him in the first Captain America movie, was like, well, I'm done with blockbusters. So you're like, oh, that must mean Red Skull's never coming back. But I was so shocked to see him back. I was like, oh my gosh, so that was a really nice cameo right there. And then I'm trying to think of anything else that's really important before I get to the big ones. I'm trying to think. Oh, I guess I should talk about Doctor Strange and the end credit. So Doctor Strange gives up the time stone to Thanos because he is seeing, what was the, oh man, I don't even remember the number. It was in the millions. It was like, what was it, 12 million possibilities of how this was going to play out, and only one of those is where they succeed. So again, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, that I do feel like this was the only path, this was the path that would guarantee success. I do think that that was a really interesting way to go about it, because they could have done the easy route. I feel like the easy route would have been nobody died, nothing happened, they were successful, you know, in getting the gauntlet off, and then they wouldn't be needing a second movie to cover all this type of thing. Also, they wouldn't have the end credit scene where it teases Captain Marvel. Nick Fury's trying to call Captain Marvel. I don't know what happened to her, because we haven't seen her movie yet. I do think she's going to play a really important part in part 2. I have a feeling that she is the reason why this course that Doctor Strange has put everybody on is the successful one. I think she's who he saw. That's just my theory. I don't know if it's going to be correct or not. I guess I have to see until next year. But that also does mean you have to go see Captain Marvel now to figure out why she's so important, which I was going to see the movie anyways, because I try my hardest to see all the Marvel movies in theaters. If not, then I buy the DVD. But now we gotta know how important she is. So I really liked having that idea of seeing like possible timelines type of thing, and how that plays into how they're gonna battle Thanos. I thought that was really cool and really interesting, and unique. Also very unique. Most things don't tend to do time travel or seeing alternate futures and realities, how they're gonna play out. I mean, I think it would have been cool to have maybe seen a couple of them, like maybe go into Doctor Strange's head somehow and see it in that way. But maybe that's a deleted scene, I don't know. That would have been cool to see. And now it's time for the big, super important part, the deaths. Oh my god. I mean, I mentioned Gamora's dead, but I wasn't expecting Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, or Black Panther to die, because, or any of the Guardians to die, because they have movies coming out, like sequels, Volume 3, part, you know, Homecoming 2, and Black Panther 2, Doctor Strange 2. I didn't think they were going to kill people that were going to have sequels in the works, unless those sequels take place before Infinity War, then that works. And I heard a rumor that the deaths will not be reversed. So I don't know what that means going forward. I'm really concerned now. So is like Shuri gonna be the Black Panther now? And if that's the case, is someone else taking over the role of Spider-Man? And then are we getting new Guardians with Rocket, like forming the new team? And then I don't know what Groot said. I don't want to know what Groot said to Rocket. I have a feeling it's gonna be really sad. I know James Gunn revealed what he said, but I don't want to know, because it was sad. I think the saddest one was Peter Parker. He's like, I don't want to go, Mr. Stark. I'm like, oh, I'm like, no, not him. He's only like 14, guys. Come on, you can't. Not the little guy. And it's like, ugh, right here, man, in the heart. And then, oh, Bucky. They got rid of both of Cap's friends now. Falcon's gone and Bucky. So who's gonna take on the mantle of Captain America? Because we were all assuming that one of them would take over for Cap and Steve would be the one to die. Unless Steve, I mean, I know they said they weren't gonna change anything, but unless Steve sacrifices himself to maybe bring Sam back or Bucky, I feel like that could happen. That'd be interesting, and also very fitting for the character of Captain America. So I do think it's also interesting that all the characters who are alive, besides Rocket, are all the original Avengers from the first movie. that's gonna be really interesting. I wonder how that's gonna play out. I kind of wish they had at least kept one other Guardian alive. I think it would have been cool to have at least Peter alive. That would have been a little more. I think they should at least have one more Guardian alive. That's just me. And I guess they're all in the Soul Stone. So I wonder if they're gonna try and crush the Soul Stone to release those souls. Again, I don't know, considering the writers are the ones saying that nothing's gonna change. So who knows what's gonna happen. I like can't wait for next year. This movie was so good though. I think it's the best Marvel movie, and I think it's my favorite film so far this year. I haven't seen a lot of movies though, to be honest, this year. I've seen Black Panther, and that was also one of the best movies. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed this. If you haven't seen Infinity War yet, and if you watch this review, part 1 and part 2, I hope I did not say spoilers. Well, sorry if I spoiled anything to people watching this. Sorry, I should have said spoilers. But anyways, you should still see the movie anyways. Because I mean, all the articles online are talking about the spoilers now, and videos and everything. So I'm not the only one. But go see the movie. I want to see it again. I really do. Unfortunately, I just don't have money right now to go see it again. I'm going to Comic-Con in 2 weeks, so I'm really excited about that. And I'm going to get to meet Michael Rooker, who plays Yondu, so that's really cool. I'm going to meet one more person from the MCU. I didn't meet Karen Gillan. I was meeting her more for Doctor Who than for Nebula. Nebula's alive too, so I guess that counts as a Guardian. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for watching this review. I'm sorry there's 2 parts. And I will see you for my Once Upon a Time reviews. Bye!